everybody, it's Mel here, and this is Jamie the Bichon, and in today's grooming session we are going to go through how to trim your dog's fringe and face safely and neatly. As a professional groomer, I see so many home grooming job disasters, so let's get started. The tools we're going to be using today are a flexi slicker. This one's great. It has a firm side and a soft side to it, and it's quite flexy. A metal comb. It has a coarse side and a medium side to it. A 7-inch pair of straight scissors. A pair of thinning scissors. These are a 65 tooth and they're a 7.5. And the Relax coat conditioning spray. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brush through his face. So I'm using the Relax coat conditioning spray. This is used as a detangling spray as well. So he's been freshly bathed and we've dried him, but I'm just going to make sure we've got no more knots through. So I'm just going to face his face down low and gently spray. And then I'm going to get my flexi slicker and I'm just gently brushing through his coat and avoiding his eye area, and gently on his muzzle. And lifting up his ears and gently brushing down through there. And once I've gone through his face with the slicker, I'm going to pick up my metal comb and I'm going to use a medium side, and I'm going to make sure I've got all his knots and tangles out, especially around his muzzle. So we're going to use his chin hair to hold and navigate his head, and just to give him a little bit more security. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pick up my metal comb and I'm going to brush all his coat back on top of his head, and I'm just going to brush a little bit forward. And that's the part that we're going to first cut. And now we have our 7-inch straights. Good boy. And we're going to put our scissors on a 45-degree angle and cut towards a corner of his eye. And we've done our first cut, so now I'm just going to take a little bit more of his fringe in. Just a little bit more. And I'm actually going to use our coat conditioning spray to spray it on top so it keeps it in place for when I cut it. And we're still going to cut it on that 45-degree angle. Then his other side. And then another layer. Good boy. Again, keeping it on that 45-degree angle. And now we're just going to check it by just pulling it up. So now we have the length that we would like, because it's winter, so I don't want to cut his head too short. So I'm just going to neaten up around his eyes. So again, I'm going to push all that back with the comb. And then with the corner of the comb, we're just going to pull out any little hairs. And I'm going to get my straight scissors again and neaten it up. And then the other side. And I usually go around about 1 centimetre past the corner of the eye. Our next step is we are going to cut the hair out of the corner of his eyes. So what we're going to use is our thinning scissor. So we're going to get our comb and pull out the hair that we want cut. And then we're going to get our thinning scissor and we're going to go up into that coat and just gently cut the hair. And then pulling that hair away. So our next step is trimming the hair in between these two eyes. So I'm just going to use our thinning scissors again, and I'm going to go with the direction of the coat and just gently thin that hair out. So now we've trimmed his eye hair out, so that's nice and neat and tidy. I'm just going to neaten up around his little visor. So I'm just going to brush up all the hair where we would like it. And then we're just going to get our straights and just neaten up any little bits of hair. Now we're going to neaten up around his mouth area. So what we're going to do is grab our comb and brush all his whiskers down. And we're going to get our straight scissors and just using the tips, just coming down on an angle. So now we're just going to trim his whiskers. So I'm going to brush all his hair out in front, and we're going to use our scissors and just gently scissor downwards. I like his muzzle quite short because he is older, so he is missing some little teeth. And then we just comb it through. Our final step is using our thinners to blend in our sharp lines through his muzzle. So we're going to get him to close his little mouth for a minute, and I'm going to brush all or comb all this out. And then with the direction of the coat, so downwards, we're just going to use the tips of our thinners to blend that in, to blend them sharp lines in. So Jamie is super happy with his little haircut. We've trimmed his fringe and we've trimmed around his whiskers as well. We are going to put a link in the comments below for the tools that we've used today if you don't already have them at home. If you would like to subscribe to our channel for more tips on grooming, please do, and happy grooming.